because this is the Cinnamon one.
Does the integrity check, does it just do a hash on the image, or?
It probably just does a SHA hash or something. I'm not sure how it does the integrity check because it's internal to it. So I don't know.
In the old days, it used to take a long time.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it will. So this is KDE. It's not something I haven't seen KDE in probably like 8 years, but this is one way of them doing it. Now, one thing that you'll notice is Mint, Fedora, CentOS, Debian, Ubuntu, Arch are all going to have different experiences even if you're using the same desktop. So if you're running Arch and you install Mate, it's going to look different than you're going to look at from Ubuntu's standpoint, which is going to be different than Ment's standpoint, which is going to be different than Debian's standpoint, because they're all going to be customized in different ways. You're going to still have the same packages, maybe not the same age of packages, and so take this with a grain of salt. Mint has a distinctive look. They have a fairly clean look, and that's the way they do it. Whereas Mint and Ubuntu are going to look probably fairly similar, whereas Arch and Mint may not look anything the same with the same windowing system. So here, I really don't know much anything about KDE. This is the first time I fired it up ever. And so you got your terminal, you got everything else. And you can use Mint live, just like you can do Fedora, just like you can do most of the other ones, not Arch. Actually, I don't know if there's a... What's that?
There's even live distros of Gentoo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's... But it doesn't generally give you a GUI, I don't think.
It does.
Huh.
Pintu is a...
Well, that's not Gentoo, that's Pintu.
Well, it's this Gentoo with Kali tools.
Right. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just a Pintu testing.
So you can see here, it's they default to console, KONSOLE. They're gonna have different applications for different things. So you got Firefox there, but like your file manager, this is Dolphin, whereas something else is going to use something else. All right, so that's KDE. Over here we got Mate, which is GNOME 2. GNOME 2 was very popular. You can see the menu looks a lot different. My terminal is Mate terminal. And I actually like Mate a lot. It's a nice little distro, or it's a nice little desktop for everything.
I believe that's pronounced Monte.
What?
As in the T.
Really?
Yeah,
I've heard of
they're all like cinnamon and mate.
I've never heard it called Mate.
Yeah. This is because I think for formatting reasons they can't put the accent on the E.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So Mate or Mate or whatever you'd like to pronounce it as is very similar to Cinnamon. So you can see that the menu is, they have kind of a theme going on. It's a bit different, but you have your places, your system stuff over here, and then on this one it's right here, and then there's a tiering system type of thing. But this is this is GNOME 3, and actually I actually do not like GNOME 3's build. Like when people make GNOME 3 their desktop, it looks like Windows 8. It's hard to use. Whereas Cinnamon is a rebuild of GNOME 3 that has all the advantages of GNOME 3, like having the additional support for like all the fancy stuff, but it allows you to have like the traditional menuing system and everything like GNOME 2 did. And so that's why a lot of people like it. And you're going to have a lot of the similar programs here. So this is GNOME Terminal, which is what Mate is. It's Mate Terminal, but that just means it's GNOME Terminal.
Dan, can I show you something about the menu on Cinnamon that I think would be interesting for folks?
See, it's the same people. Yeah. Which one?
Go back to your menu on Cinnamon. There you go. Okay, now right click, let's say go to videos.
Where you?
Okay, go over one column, because the first column
Oh,
is
this thing.
category. Right-click on it.
It's not doing anything.
Usually when you right-click, well, maybe they changed, is that 18.1?
Yes.
Okay, it should though, in 17, when you right-click over any of those, when you right-click, you're able to uninstall, you're able to put it on desktop, put it on, you can put that program, there you go.
Oh, well, that's because it was a place versus, yeah.
Okay, well, I can't.
So yeah, you can like add the panel, add the desktop, add
And
the
you can
favorites.
uninstall that
Yeah.
software as well.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And that is worth its weight, because you don't have to go fooling around with it, you're gonna have to put your password in. But you wanna try something out, you wanna uninstall it, just right-click on it, and it's out of there, completely.
Very nice.
What is worth noting that I've come across, depending on what GUI you're using, you really should know what packages are installed, whether it be Pluma or Kaja as your file browser or whatever. Because if something goes wrong, like I break things in very interesting ways, and I have to go command line to call up any of these things, if you don't know the name of them, like I'll be typing Nautilus, like package not found, like shit, what's the file browser? So just worth noting, I found.
So to install Linux Mint, it's pretty easy. It's just like Fedora for the most part. It looks a little bit different, but it's this menuing system. There's a little install Linux Mint here. Fedora gives you an option in the very beginning. You can also install when you're in the trial. So you can hit try, and then also like there should be a little like install Fedora, like it has in this for Mint. Linux Mint is based off of Ubuntu. They also have a Debian branch. Ubuntu is based off of Debian. So you're going to be using dpackage and debs and apt-get for all your package management and stuff, and we'll look at that in a second. So to install, continue, I need to pick, oh jeez. So I need more space. That's unfortunate.
Quick question, Dan. With this install, Linux Mint in the past used to be a situation where they didn't have the drivers for your router with the distribution. The last time I messed with it, which was years ago. So they changed that, or do you still have to go ahead and plug in your computer directly by wire to install the network drivers?
Your Wi-Fi card? Well, I guess it just depends what Wi-Fi card you have. Like mine at home uses a Sky adapter, whereas some use the App9K. But all the Debian distros I've used seem to all have all the ones they need for any Wi-Fi I've come across.
But you didn't run into that problem, Dan, when you had to install it, like network drivers or anything?
Oh
Was it
no,
smooth install?
Mate's pretty good about having, and this is what it looks like when it's first booting up, by the way, and then you can hit something else. Yeah, the drivers on Mate the drivers on Cinnamon are pretty ubiquitous, but it depends on your system. It 100% depends on your system.
I have had issues with Network Manager where I use WPA something from CLI, which was a fun little endeavor.
Now you said Mate was based on GNOME?
Mate is based on GNOME 2.
2. I was gonna
Cinnamon
say,
is based on GNOME 3.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm looking at it, it says GNOME 3, and I was like, oh.
Right, because see, in
Look it up.
Ubuntu, and I believe Debian for a bit, when they moved to GNOME 3, most of the previous GNOME users were like, we don't want this. So
Yeah,
they had
that's what I thought was weird, is
fallback.
GNOME 2 looks more modern than GNOME 3.
Go look at real GNOME 3.
Instead of the centralized.
It's you don't have a GUI anymore. You
Interpretation.
just have like a windowing system that lets you type into it, and you have to find things
Yeah,
through.
isn't that also known as
So this is
MIDI?
centralized
Yeah.
interpretation of GNOME 3.
Yeah, they made
Vice versa.
a bunch of people didn't like GNOME 3, and so GNOME 3 actually lost, as far as I know, they lost a lot of the people. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people went to XFCE and stuff because they wanted a menuing system where they wouldn't get off of GNOME 2, and they said, we're going to stop developing it, we're going to stop doing stuff. And so the Mint people actually built these two desktops. These are their desktops.
Yeah.
They're actually the the main line for these software packages, and then everybody that uses Mate or Cinnamon are downstream from these guys.
So can you install either one of those on CentOS?
You can. You might have to like shoehorn it in there, but you can install anything
You can install
anywhere.
Once we get to
Well, yes,
shoehorn
It might be a terrible experience
Yeah,
for you.
I'm done.
For example, in just straight Debian, I found a repository out of on the University of Texas or whatever, where like I was looking through it, like, oh, Debian ISO with Mate, Debian ISO with Cinnamon, Debian ISO, and they built each one with a GUI innate in it, which I find to be much better because then you get like all the dependency issues are already resolved in the build.
No conflict.
Yeah,
And-
so.
I've actually switched over to, I'm a big fan of Debian, I'm a big fan of Gentoo. But for my little laptop here that I use day to day, and I just want it to work and it be pretty and really nice to use, so screw it, and I installed Mint. So I'm actually running Mint on this, and it runs great.
Mint is good. I like
Yeah.
it.
It's a nice operating system. They've done a really good job. This is what Ubuntu was supposed to be. But then they just like, we're going to do this thing. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it used to be Ubuntu. I would install on people's computers that have never used Linux. Now it's Mint. Like I threw it on my ex's computer and like she picked it up. No problem, no questions.
Yeah, like people get confused with Ubuntu nowadays because it's just like they were supposed to be the like easy to use
Yeah,
Linux.
it's like the most well known.
Yeah, and they just went out into left field. I don't know what the hell they were doing, but
Yeah, no,
they did that
Windows
Unity
and-
thing, and Unity's terrible.
Right.
Delusion of grandeur.
Yeah, like, well, they didn't want to basically bow down to the known people, and so they said, screw you, we're going to go do something else.
Wasn't it also too that they're moving to like, oh, we think all computers are going to go touchscreen at this point because a lot of the
Yeah, that's the same-
manufacturers have the touchscreens.
Well,
And
that's
then they
what-
were thinking
they
about
were
Ubuntu
thinking
phone.
they were thinking that Mac was going to start doing that, where they were going to just basically say, here's iOS, enjoy. And Windows started pushing for that, so they're like, this is the way, and that's the same thing the GNOME people did. So they're like, this is the way everybody's going, and everybody that likes to use a desktop computer is like, I like Windows 95. It works.
Yeah.
That's
I like
what
Windows
everything
Mini.
is based off of. If you look at every one of these things, they all exactly like, I don't know if OS 2 was like that or not, but
Right.
like, everything looks like Windows 95. Up to
Yeah.
now, that's like 30 years old.
Yeah.
It just works. It's a nice little, like, you
Yeah.
have the thing on the bottom, whatever. So let's go ahead and install this. So we got to get to Arch too. So to install it, pretty simple. I went and changed out disks, so now it's got a bigger disk now. You can erase the disk. You can install, encrypt the entire installation, which encrypts everything except for the boot partition. You can use LVM, which you can checkbox or not. By default, Fedora does use LVM. You can do something else, which you can do all your own custom stuff if you'd like. You hit install now, and it says, hey, I'm going to do this, which is what it's doing to the disks. Yeah, sure, that's great. You tell it where you are.
This is just for the time.
It has the time zone.
Yeah.
And then English, great. You can also put in Cherokee. You can, Dan, let's call it Mint,
Spent more time on these installation screens than I have using Linux. I break it so often.
I don't feel bad. When I first started, that's the way I was too. Like that's a great way of learning, especially when you have VMs. Because when I started,
Like
I kept
probably break
reinstalling my
every
laptop.
day. VM every single day.
Yeah. So like I kept reinstalling my laptop because I'd be like, oh, let me do this. Wait, I can't get into the system anymore. Oh. Well, I
The
guess
first
I'm
time I ever tried
reinstalling.
The first time I ever tried to download, I encrypted my boot partition, and I forgot the password because I did it at like 2 a.m. So I had to just wipe my whole hard drive.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ubuntu used to, when you logged in, they would ask you for another passphrase for your hard drive if you encrypted it. And like I never did that. And even though it encrypted my hard drive and it just used the root password to encrypt it. But then I forgot the root password, or I changed it and I forgot it. So I went and just did the single user login, which is a neat little trick if you forget your user password. And then it allows you to log in as root, and then you can just change the user's password because you got escalated privileges. And when I changed it back to the original one, somehow it forgot the shadow file or whatever of what the hard drive password was.
It's the Lux crypt, and it's actually stored in Lux.
This is actually.
Oh, this is before Lux.
Yes.
Ooh.
And it was SHA-256 encrypted.
Lux is nice.
I use that now. I mean, that's what I use on Cubes, because it comes with, it does Cubes for its main, what they call the DOM OS or whatever, the base. It uses Fedora. They say it was arbitrarily chosen. So sorry.
We're kind of running low on time. We're actually at 8 o'clock now. So that's the install. The install's going on this guy. I'm going to go ahead and just, get rid of him. So this is the XFCE one. You can see this is what I usually use. It's pretty nice. You can change all the looks and everything if you want. If I wanted to install something, there is an install manager, so I can just go into. Let's see. I don't ever use it.